Hawkers are an integral part of the economy. It is important to recognize them as the contributing members rather than looking at them as if they are a menace, a nuisance, or of no real value that adds up to urban development. They provide affordable goods and services to the majority of the population of India. They feed millions every day. It is the street hawkers that have created a self help economy which allows the government to allocate funds elsewhere. Funds and facilities that should be provided to the street hawkers. This study focuses on the struggle and uncertainty in the lives of street hawkers. Studying the informal sector and hawkers specifically allows the general public as well as the policymakers to understand their conditions, interact empathetically, and devise good and inclusive policies and laws. Study captures the experience of the workers in the informal sectors during the lockdown and conditions of their businesses post lockdown. It also delves into the promotion of Atmanirbharta and Atmanirbhar Bharat, yet excluding the informal sector out of it. Concepts like Jane Jacobs' Eyes on the Street are also examined with reference to the ongoing developments in the market area. The existing literature suggests that the population engaged in the informal sector of the economy, people who hawk for a living, live under constant threat and fear of authorities and police harassing them. The existing laws allow the authorities to abuse their power against these hawkers as they demand extra legal payments, bribes and haftas, evictions, confiscation of their goods, demolitions, and even arrests. These continuous hostile interactions toward the street hawkers led them to protest against it. Many vendor unions were formed, and the demand for a safe, regulated, licensed, and dignified working environment obliged the government to create better policies for them. The improper implementation of such policies created uncertainty among the hawkers, which further allowed the police to exploit them. The pandemic impacted the informal sector brutally. Majority of the people lost their source of income and turned to hawking. Hawking during the pandemic was difficult too. Between procuring goods to sell and harassment by the police, they lived in constant fear of contracting the virus or face hostility by the authorities. Most women hawkers lost their jobs. They were now confined to domestic work. The insecurity of savings dried up, leading many families to take up loans which would lead them into debt traps. The schemes provided by the government had too many formalities that restricted the people to avail essential items. I was interested in understanding the impact of the pandemic and lockdown on the businesses of street hawkers and the conditions they went through. To critically analyze the existing policies and schemes and the ones specifically developed for them during lockdown, I could help them in future by avoiding the situation that they were in. Some gaps in the literature helped in identifying the irony in Atmanirbhar Bharat when it comes to the informal sector of economy and the very specific issues like the building of the footpath, the evictions, and the concept of street hawkers making the street a safe place. The respondents consisted of 5 men and 5 women hawkers. They were all selected from Batla House Market near Jamia Nagar. The cohort between these hawkers is that they conduct their businesses in permanent locations, either on their carts or on the grounds. They deal in the business of selling fabrics or clothes. They were specifically selected since having an inventory of non-essential items piled up during a lockdown with no means to sell added up to extra stress. I have tried to capture their experience during the lockdown and post-lockdown entrepreneurship. A Delhi Gel Board water supply center is located at one end of the street, and the street is the only official way to reach the office. The officials have complained about the traffic the street hawkers cause. Hence, the only way to declutter the road is to remove the street hawkers and build a footpath for the public to commute. The removal of hawkers is very specific and only extends to the street hawkers leading to the Delhi Gel Board office, which is unfair and unnecessary. The experience of street hawkers during the pandemic suggests that they all went through difficult times, especially in complete lockdown. None of them went back to villages because they had homes in the city. Some had a difficult time paying rents and could not go back because of border restrictions. The study pointed out that women engaged in hawking are poorer than the men hawkers. Men hawkers stayed in their homes, but the families of women hawkers started selling vegetables or fruits. Some men and women express that women don't exactly like working on the streets and only work because their family need monetary help. The loss of businesses and employment during the pandemic led to a loss of income. The hawkers turned to monetary help and loans from family members and loan providers. They did not take loans from banks because they could not repay it, and taking loans from a bank is difficult for a person in the informal sector. Their businesses ceased and savings dried up completely. Hence, startup after unlock were all dependent on loans. Post-pandemic entrepreneurship experience is also full of uncertainty. The repayment of loans and finding the market for the inventory from 2 years ago. The market is obviously not the same. The people to whom they originally catered to do not have money for non-essential items. Hawkers offered a mixed response about the help they did and did not receive from the government. Not many were able to avail more than once or twice from the official sources. Some received a kit from schools, others stayed in long lines to get food. The government schemes of Swanidhi was unapproachable to almost all of them. Vendors tried availing these schemes but weren't able to. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs set up a microcredit scheme, PM Street Hawkers Atmanirbhar Nidhi, Swanidhi, a social welfare scheme that aims at providing hawkers with a working capital loan up to 10,000 rupees. But terms and conditions of this scheme were not helpful. For instance, the scheme stated that the hawkers who have been vending before March 24th, 2020 can avail this credit. It neglects the influx of people who turn to vending fruits and vegetables on the street after losing their factory jobs. It openly discriminates against migrants and fails to recognize them as hawkers. Swanidhi does not act as a relief fund, rather, it is a loan for rupees 10,000 that is supposed to be paid back in a year's time. It is anything but helpful since the hawkers would not be able to pay the loan because they are unemployed. Instead of a loan, the government should have created cash grants for people engaged in the informal sector of the economy who suffered major loss of livelihood. Jane Jacobs regards street hawkers as the people who make the streets safe. They act as the eyes on the street. The street that leads to the Butler House market is full of hawkers who sell mostly fabric based items. These street hawkers have recently started to revive their businesses after the loss caused by the lockdown. But the local authorities have authorized the building of a footpath along both sides of the roads that pose a great threat and a loss of business for the hawkers. The footpath, ironically, is not even big enough to allow two people to walk together. The only purpose the footpath serves is the beautification of the city. The hawkers themselves express the building of the footpath and evicting them altogether is unnecessary. They illustrate how other options the authorities could have used instead of hostility, harassment, and evictions. The hawkers are aware that they make the street a safe place. They mentioned in the interview how removing them from the street after the completion of the footpath would leave the street dark and empty. They stated terrible things that could happen on the street, like theft, eve teasing, and worse. This instance and many more like this prove that the authorities take full advantage of their powers and misuse them against weaker sections of society. The informal sector of the economy is based on self help. It is assumed by people from a weaker socio-economic background because entry in this market is easier. They don't exactly fit in the mold of modernity, rather, it depicts the failing of it. But they are a huge part of the Indian economy and provide a significant amount to India's GDP. The Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan or Self Reliant India campaign was launched on 12th May 2020 by the Prime Minister. And as ironic as it sounds, Atmanirbharta is promoted in our country, but the people who are practicing it are subjected to hostility and snatched of the privilege to practice it. The government funds that could be used to help improve the informal sector are allocated, but there are rarely results depicting any success. The derogatory treatment of informal workers and street hawkers capture a wider lens of how the state, authorities, and police view them as subjects rather than citizens, as if the people engaged in this economy are something to be dealt with. For instance, the ongoing eviction of street hawkers from the market because one end of the street has a Delhi Jalboat center, and building the footpath that would not allow them to hawk at all, just for the convenience of state authorities. This also raises the question of the denial of privilege of an urban citizen as well as the right to the city. Since the state authorities and police have always provided nothing but a cold shoulder to the informal workers, the hawkers themselves are aware that they will not receive anything from them. Therefore, they just help themselves. Even during lockdown, when government help was readily available on paper, regardless, the hawkers mentioned they don't want to ruin their virtue by getting into a habit of someone else providing them any necessities always. Street hawkers and all other workers of the informal sector are an integral part of the Indian economy. They come from a weaker socio-economic background, and the people in power and people with money have pushed them to remain vulnerable. Throughout the years, they have been subjected to harassment, evictions, their goods confiscated, demolitions, and even arrests. Not many policies have been created, nor have the existing policies been implemented properly to have successful outcomes. The lockdown had a brutal effect on the informal sector. The now unemployed informal workers were pushed into poverty. Street hawkers, especially with unsold inventory of fabrics, had no way to generate income. They had to either use their savings or turn to selling vegetables and fruits. During complete lockdown, most of the savings of the hawkers dried up and they had to restart their businesses on loans. The government initiated monetary and sustenance help was either unavailable or too complicated to avail. With unlock, there were many uncertainties, but finally, markets started opening up. Now, the street hawkers of Batla House Market faced the threat of evictions. The building of the footpath that leads to a Delhi Jailboard center has put them and their businesses at risk again. The building of the footpath would leave the road dark and vulnerable to crimes like theft and eve teasing. Jane Jacobs' concept of street hawkers as the eyes on the street is prominent in that case. Furthermore, treating the hawkers or any informal worker in India as less of an urban citizen is also very common. They are people trying to make a living on the street in a self help economy. It is ironic that the government promotes Atmanirbharta, but when people in the informal sector practice it, they are subjected to hostility from police and authorities. One of the major limitations I faced was being mistaken for a journalist or a part of some authority. Since the hawkers were in continuous threat of being evicted, they were uncomfortable answering the questions at first, and the women hawkers completely rejected the request of being photographed.